Einhard, what am I looking at? My butt prime!
Do you think that's a failed gag?
Oh.
Hello, and in today's video we are looking at the Twilight King 4 Kings of War Armada. Now, the Twilight King are elves, essentially, but they are elves that are a lot twisted. They like to summon the Abyssals, they also like to summon Night Stalkers. If they can get hold of more power, they will do. They are kind of like the Abyssal Dwarves in a way, except the Abyssal Dwarves live near the Abyss rather than the Twilight Kin, who go all over the place just using rituals and blood sacrifices and that sort of thing. So Warband special ability then. Bitter and Twisted. You'd need 2 power to do this. Until the end of the current round, all models in the Warband of the race Elf have the Vicious special rule. It does mention race Elf because some of them, such as the Shadowhound and Butcher, are not Elf. They are Night Stalker because they've got a mix, you see. Faction specific spells. The first one is Weeping Sores. It is short, range 12, 1d8. Roll to hit and wound the target as normal. In addition, any damage that may be caused, the target suffers a -1 modifier to all melee and ranged attacks it makes for the remainder of the round. That's not bad at all. I mean, even if, well, using it on anyone, it can be really useful. Use it on a powerful commander. Even using it on a big thing that can hit really hard, that is going to affect it a lot. Next we have Summon the Reaper. Seasons don't fear this one. It's long, 6-inch range. Choose any enemy model within range, even those out of line of sight or those that are engaged. Place a Night Stalker Reaper model anywhere within 3 inch of the target model and not within 1 inch of any other models. It may be activated in a subsequent turn. While in play, the Reaper is part of the caster's Warband but does not count towards the Warband's break limit for making fallback checks. While it is in play, in the end phase of each round, roll a die. On the result of 1 or 2, the Reaper is removed from play. The casting model may only have 1 such Reaper model in play at any one time. I think this is pretty good, actually. It's risky because you have to get close to your opponent to use it, because you have to be near an enemy to use it, and they could charge you. But if you put the Reaper in between you and the enemy, you might be able to use them to block the attack. Also, trying to attack a Reaper in close combat, unless you're fairly decent, not going to end well. So, starting with the Grunt, there is the Citizen Levy. 9 points, 20 move base. Speed 6, melee 5+, range 6+, armor 5+, nerve 5+, 1 wound, height 2. 1d8 for range, 2d8 for melee. It's got a spear as normal. For 9 points, that's not bad. Armor 5, hitting on 5s, nerve 5. It's not bad. Ranged at 6s, that's a bit weak, but considering what it is, that's kind of standard. Comes with a spear as normal, and for 9 points, you could do a lot worse. I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8. So half the time it will be succeeding with melee, armor, and nerves. So It's not that bad. Next we have the Warriors, starting with the Impaler. 13 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 4+, range 6+, armor 5+, nerve 5+, 2 wounds, height 2. It's got crush strength 1, 1d8 in range, 2d8 melee. I think this model, I'm not sure if it's right, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a sort of like halberd thing, so I don't see why it doesn't come with a spear as well as the crushing strength. Let's see what you got. 13 points for melee 4, armor 5, nerve 5, 2 wounds, crush strength 1. It's only 4 points more than a citizen levy. I ain't got a spear, but it's got better melee stat and it's got crushing strength. That extra 4 points ain't bad for 13 points. Hitting on 4s can make all the difference, and the crushing strength will obviously help. It just doesn't feel that special in the stats, unfortunately. Next we have the Shadow. 16 points, 20mm base. Speed 6, melee 6+, range 4+, armor 5, nerve 5, 2 wounds, height 2. It's got the scout rule, 2d8 at ranged, 1d8 at melee. Equipment, stalker bow, which is 9-inch range, pound, piercing 1. So this is kind of a mobile range unit. A bit short for range for my liking, unfortunately. But with a speed of 6, you can move around fairly quickly. You've also got scout, which helps with that a fair bit. Hitting on 4s at range, nice. You're also a warrior, which means you can take any amount of these you want, which again really helps. It's just a shame that the range of the bow is really short. I'd have thought the melee's normally 5+ for the others. Okay. 16 points though. I'd make it 15 points just to round it out. 16 seems a little bit high for me, but that's just my thought. Next we have the support, starting with the Shadowhound. 17 points, cavalry base. Speed 7, melee 5+, no range stat, armor 5, nerve 4, 3 wounds, height 2. It's got bloodlust, regenerate 6+, stealthy, and 2d8 at melee, none at range. It's not a bad one. 17 points, very fast, hits at 5s in melee. It's got bloodlust, which is really nice. Stealthy helps a fair bit. 3 wounds with armor 5 and nerve 4. It's going to stay around a fair bit. It's got no crushing strength, but considering what it is and what it does, I can see that being very useful. Next we have the Blade Dancer. 23 points, 20mm base. Speed 7, melee 5+, no range stat, armor 6, nerve 4+, 2 wounds, height 2. It's got bloodlust and dodge, 3d8 at melee, none at range. Whirlwind of Steel. Enemy models making a melee attack against this model, even if it is knocked down, suffer a -1 modifier when rolling to hit. That's an interesting thing, in the sense that even if you're trying to kill it while it's down, it's going to be hard. Usually models that are good in melee needing 4s or 5s, sometimes need 3s, but it ain't that often. So that is going to hurt a fair bit. I mean, the Blade Dancer has got less wounds, but it's got dodge and the Whirlwind of Steel and an extra dice in melee. But the Shadowhound has got stealthy, better armor, an extra wound. I'd probably go for Shadowhounds over the Blade Dancer, although the Blade Dancer does have a smaller base, so it won't be a charge target as often. And the Whirlwind Steel does really help, but the stats kind of are in the Shadowhound's favour, and it's 6 points less than the Blade Dancer. I mean, the Blade Dancer should have stealthy, if I'm honest. Next we have the Large, the Butcher. 33 points, 40mm base. Speed 6, melee 5+, no range stat, armor 4, nerve 4, 4 wounds. Sorry, no. Next we have the large. It is the Butcher. 33 points, 40 mil base. Speed 6, melee 5 plus, no range stat, armor 4, nerve 3, 4 wounds, height 3. Crush strength 2, pound and stealthy. It's got 4d8 at melee, none at range. This is a very good large unit. Not bad points. I'd say it's slightly cheap for what it does. 4d8 for close combat is ridiculous. Nerve of 3 means it ain't gonna go off the board that quick. An armor of 4 as well. That is really gonna help it. I mean, it's really powerful, and anytime, any chance you get, I would suggest having one. Next we have the Spellcaster, and it is the Summoner Crone. 34 points, 20 mil base, gives 1 red power die. Speed 6, melee 5 plus, range 4 plus, armor 6 plus, nerve 4, 3 wounds, height 2. 2d8 at melee, 1d8 at range. It's got heal, which is short, lightning bolt, which is long, mind storm, which is long. It's got range boost, which needs 1 power to use. Use this ability to increase the range of one of the caster's spells by 3 inch, where a range is specified. The range boost must be paid for during the caster's activation just before the chosen spell is cast. So you have to say you're doing this before you cast the spell, even if the spell doesn't succeed. There's a Spellcaster. He's in melee not too badly though. Range unfortunately, okay. Nerve 4 and 3 wounds. It's going to stay around a little bit. Armor of 6 is going to be a problem, but as a Spellcaster you can't expect it to have weak armor. Having the 1 red power dice is nice, and the range boost is also a nice thing. Mind Storm and Lightning Bolt, pretty nice spells. Heal is very good as well. Doesn't really do anything fancy. It's just useful. Next we have the Command, the Executioner. 42 points, 20 mil base. Gives 2 white power die. Speed 6, melee 3 plus, range 4 plus, armor 4, nerve 4, 4 wounds, height 2. 6 strength, crush strength 1, inspiring. 3d8 at melee, 2d8 at range. Battle Rage, and you need 2 power dice to do this. Sorry, 2 power to do this. If this model can engage an enemy model with a follow-up move, it may spend the power and engage that model and initiate another melee by using the ability to go into a Battle Rage. This model will not get any bonus dice for charging, however. Once this second melee has been resolved, mark this model as fatigued. So basically you're getting really angry and you're running out of steam because you've gone into the wall and you've gone over. It's very good. I would have liked it to have maybe another dice perhaps for what it is, but you do get 2 white power dice, which does help. Melee on 3s, and everything apart from speed and height is 4, which that is really good. I mean, considering the citizen levy is pretty cheap, you could take quite a few executioners. In fact, it's something I'd possibly consider, because the executions are expensive, yes, but they aren't too bad at all. The main weakness you've got with the Twilight kin is that you haven't got that many options. Also, to take advantage of some of the army special spells and abilities, you are going to have to be careful on what you pick, because some of the models are actually of the type Night Stalker rather than Elf, so you're going to have to be careful there. Also, it doesn't feel like there's anything that special sticking out of them. It's just basically slightly evil elves. They need to have slightly more stuff. Like, you look in the Kings of War book, well, the Uncharted Empires book, there's a whole range of units out there. Surely there could have been more stuff to pick from. Maybe add a few abyssal units perhaps. The Twilight Kin are fast. They have got that going for them. And they've got a fair amount of crushing strength and piercing, which again helps a lot. That spell where you can summon a Reaper. If you have enough Summoner Crones, you can have a lot of Reapers. Not to say they're a bad force, of course they're not. Their limit to the choices they've got does hurt them more than I'd say any other faction, if I'm honest. They needed to have at least 3 or 4 more options, if I'm honest. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Goodbye for now.